Hey, Kim,
Hey,
how are you?
everyone. I'm good,
Don't you
Claire. How
love?
are you?
I'm good. Don't you just love the way they just break the glass and they just throw us up here in the middle of it at the end? I know.
I
It's
love it.
just,
I just
I
love
know.
it.
I'm, I'm kind of fond of it myself. There's just
Yes,
something about the sound of breaking glass. You know. But
exactly.
it's a tension
Very,
reliever. It's like, although I
it
have to
is.
admit, I'm not very tense about this episode.
Me
Mm-mm.
either. And everyone was
I
like,
thought I would
oh,
be. Mhm.
you guys can't do this episode.
What do you mean we
Yes,
can't do that?
we can.
Who had the nerve to say that to this channel, to this bear, to Kim? Who had the nerve to say, "Oh, you can't do that"? Don't
We
they
can
know?
do
Don't
this.
how they have they not met us? Have they not? How
Right?
dare they? How
I
dare they?
know, right?
Talk about throw the gauntlet. Throw the gauntlet at the
Oh,
bear and Kim,
the
because I'll tell
nerve.
you, the bear was bad enough out there on her own about this stuff, but you put Kim with me and add a Charlie, and look out, YouTube, because I
And
have to tell you,
Charlie was all in my head on this one. And I don't even want to be up there because it's a scary place to be.
mm,
So
you, I don't know, Charlie's always in my head. Like I got to
I,
tell you, Charlie has seeped himself into my life. Like he don't
I
even know
just
it.
let him,
Just
yeah, I
yeah.
let him live rent free. It's fine.
Yeah, he lives rent free in my house. He walking around in there fucking with me
Yeah,
on a daily basis. I'm telling you anymore.
I
Especially since
know.
we brought the series back and I'm watching some of the old ones. And I even went back to the ones we already covered because I just enjoy it so much, And I try not to do the extra views on the ones that are still coming up because I want to be fresh, But I have watched
Right.
everything over and over again. Although I heard I don't actually have the record for this episode.
Don't,
Not that I want to throw
you're
you
going to
under the
tell my
bus or
secret.
tell on your secret. Like you can't come to me and tell me you watched it like 182 times. No, that's an exaggeration, but it is close. You can't tell me that and expect I'm just going to be quiet about it because that was amazing that you actually enjoyed it that much and you found that much in it. Like it made me very excited actually that it's going to be such a great episode because you must have found so much like if you kept going back. Or was it
I
just the
think,
fascination with the pig? I mean, tell me it wasn't the pig because if it was the
no,
pig,
it wasn't the
I'm going to cut the
pig.
show right here because
No, it
wrong
wasn't the
show.
pig.
We'd have to bring that to Mayhem on Friday if that's what it was. It would be the wrong show because
Well,
tell you
yeah, we
that
can
was
do
like
that too. No,
you know what? We may have to because
but no,
I
it
have
was not the
issues.
pig. I just,
No.
Claire, I have a problem.
You have a problem?
I think I seriously have a problem with Black Mirror.
Okay. Is
I,
it addiction problem? Is it like an
I
obsession?
think it's an obsession problem.
I
I
hear
think
you.
I
I
need
hear you.
help.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. If you're still like this when we get to the end of the series, we'll talk. We'll try to keep
Okay.
you chat. Everybody in chat, you're just gonna have to help me keep her. Like we're just gonna have to see if she goes too far. Okay, we're gonna have
From
to put like a
watching
Black
it.
Mirror meter on her. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
get some kind of meter on when she's gone too far. Although I'm not the best gauge of going too far. I'll give you
I
that.
know.
I'll give you that.
Well, I will be perfectly honest. From when was it, Thursday
Yeah.
until an hour ago, I have watched it 11 times.
Oh, and it's not right. You know what? I'm cool with that because Charlie Brooker puts so much into every episode. I don't really think you have a problem. I think you're just a dedicated researcher, to tell you the
I'm
truth.
just
I
healthy.
really,
I'm
I
normal
know.
and healthy.
I would say so. That just to me sounds perfectly okay. As long as it wasn't the pig, you're fine.
No,
If
it's
it was
not
the
the
pig,
pig.
If it
No,
was pig, we might have to have an intervention, and I think the chat would
no,
agree with me. Like if it was the
no.
pig,
In
we're
fact,
gonna have to have an yeah.
I have to turn down the sound during the pig.
Mm, I didn't, it wasn't the sound that bothered me, but I'll tell you that towards the end when we get there.
Okay.
The part about the pig that bothered me the most, because yes, people, I have issues. I have issues about this, and I'm sure that you all knew that I was going to have some kind of issues with this, like if you know anything about the episode. But just out of curiosity, how many, if any of you, actually saw this episode? I mean, I know a lot of you are here just to hear us talk about the episode, but I would like to know if any of you actually saw this particular episode, because this one's good. This one's got a lot. And I think on that, if you don't, I think on that, if you don't mind, Kim, I'm going to start with the overview so we can get this ball rolling, because if you watched it 11 times, I think you might have a little bit to say about it.
Maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And could someone in there, and while I'm up here talking, anybody who's actually listening in the chat, could you please give me a sound check on levels on the two of us, if we're even enough? I can tell that we both sound pretty clear, but I just want to make sure that I'm not overbearing her or she's not overbearing me, mostly for the replay crew and those listening out there. Nobody's going to get blocked in the chat. What are you all talking about? Stop it. Nobody gets blocked in my chat. Yeah. Really? Krabby, you think you watched it? I mean, this one was the very first episode. Thank you, Mrs. Cassandra. So we sound even? Good. Good. Thanks. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you, Brilliant. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mrs. Cassandra. And welcome, Brilliant.
I apologize ahead of time. Y'all are going to probably hear paper rustling.
Mm-hmm. Listen, she's got lots of notes, and paper rustling for researchers is allowed at all times on my channel. I do it for my reads too. Like it's just normal, right? It's just normal.
I have like 6 pages of notes.
All right, that's it. I'm getting into all right, let's start. Let's Kim.
Let's go.
Just so you all know, after I do the overview, I'm turning this whole damn show over to Kim. That's it.
You're coming with me on this journey.
I know expert when I see it. Like I know a good thing. I know when I've just got to hand it over to the pro. And I think that's going to happen tonight. But anyway, no pressure or anything, Kim. Let me just get to the overview.
No pressure at all.
No pressure. Just going to hand the whole damn thing over to you.
I just felt my blood pressure go up.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, that's one of those sayings. If never mind, I can't even. That's the other show. I'll tell you later.
Okay, tell me later. We'll talk later.
I'm having difficulty keeping my mentality the same from show to show. But anyway, here we go. All right. So for any of you that are not familiar, and for those of you that need to refresh, this happened to be the first episode. Charlie Brooker came out of the gate with one hell of an episode. This episode 1 of series 1, was called the National Anthem, and it rocked series television. Like there was much ado about it. There was so much ado about it that when they actually relisted it, they actually didn't say it was episode 1 anymore. They moved it down, didn't they, Kim? They stopped playing it first because they wanted people to watch the series, and people were so offended about this because it was a bit timely. It was political. Okay, and it had to do with a prime minister, a British prime minister. Going on. But basically, it's the series premiere of the British science fiction anthology Black Mirror. Okay, written by the love of my intellectual life, Charlie Brooker. Okay, and it was directed by Otto Bathurst. It first aired December 4th of 2011. Okay, more than 10 years ago, and we're still talking about it. Because it's that good.
Yeah,
Charlie Brooker. It is. It's that good. Okay. In this episode, a member of the British royal family is kidnapped, and he's only going to be released. And the name of the British royal is Susanna, Princess Susanna. And she's sort of modeled after Princess Diana, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you say? Because she's like a giver, and she's very, very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was almost a cross between Diana and Kate.
And Kate. Yeah, you know what? Now that we know Kate, yes, but in 2011, yes,
We didn't really
do
know
believe,
Kate.
yeah. Yeah, we didn't really know Kate back then, but now that we know Kate and you look at the episode, yes. But you see how timeless Charlie's writing is?
I know.
Let's just, I know. You're just going to have to deal with it, YouTube. I love the man. He's a genius. That's it.
I do
Brooker's
too.
a genius. He is. He gives me so much. The man stirs my brain like soup. I'm telling you, he just
I
does.
know.
He just
I love
stirs
the
it
way
up.
he just makes me think.
That's it. He always gives me something to chew on and makes me very, very happy. I'm a happy bear when I have something to think about. But anyway, they kidnap Princess Susanna. Okay, and they will only release her if the British Prime Minister Michael Callow, who's played by Rory Kinnear, has sexual intercourse with a pig live on television to the masses. Okay. Scenes follow the government attempts to track this kidnapper, who turns out to be a very popular artist, right? An avant-garde artist who believes in real-life artistry. One of those see it, film it, kind of things, which we find out like later. That's not evidence in the beginning. We find out later at the end. But it's the whole thing follows the government's attempts to track this kidnapper, the news coverage, how to eliminate the coverage, how to make it illegal to even have the filming of this once it happens, because, they're put into a position where they're going to kill the princess if he doesn't do this. So he's not really got much of a choice. I mean, the queen actually calls him and says, I know you're going to do what you got to do. I mean, what do you do when the queen says that? One of hers over there. What are you going to do when the queen says you're going to do what you're going to do, right? I know you'll take care of it. What?
You'll get things done.
And I'm thinking, did the queen just tell him to F a pig? The queen just told the prime minister to F a pig. Charlie, you didn't go there. Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did. Charlie did. He did. He didn't pull any punches on this one at all. So anyway, they go through the whole, all of this stuff. Oh, you can just imagine politically, and Kim and I, I'm sure, 11 views and 6 pages of notes. I'm sure Kim is going to cover all of the political jumbo bumble back and forth that they did and all of that, because it was pretty good. But this whole episode, although comedic, and you must admit, just the premise was
funny as hell.
It would. All right. I was hoping you would say that. I am serious about Brooker episodes, but this one struck me as freaking funny. Funny. Although it was serious. I'm watching this man being tortured over the idea of doing this, and I'm kind of giggling at some of the parts. I mean, really.
I felt bad about laughing. I'm like, is this nervous giggle? Is it inappropriate giggle? Or is it just really funny?
Oh my God. Hey, Jean, thank you for coming. Well, that's cool. Anyway, it gets so involved, right? With the politics, It does. And what he's going to have to do, and the personal part, about his wife, because let me just let you know that the prime minister is married. She just had a small baby. She's home taking care of the baby. Of course, it all plays out in the personal dynamic of what this having to do this for the country is going to do to his private life, what it's going to do to his political life. I mean, the queen just called you up and told you, you're going to do the pig. You're
going to do this.
Right? Yeah, you're going to do that, right? I just I wish I could have. The only thing Brooker could have done better is to actually put the queen's voice out there saying that. I think I know.
I wanted to hear her say that.
I think I would.
So I had to imagine it in my head.
I did. You know what? And I did, Kim, and I did repeatedly, because it did give me the giggles to just think back. Hey, did that queen just ask him to F the pig? Yes, she did. Holy crap! Yes, she did.
I had her you too.
I know. So, and the title alone lets you know that this is putting on unbelievable pressure on this man. We could get into the social dynamic of this that is just actually let me see. You can identify yourself with this, like the whole thing about the spread of information through social media, relationship between the politicians and the public, like what are they entitled to? What are they not? Am I here for the greater good? And does the greater good actually involve effing a pig? Like, these are serious questions.
They are serious questions.
They're serious, but they're cracking me up. I mean, this is my lane, right? Like, this is total intellectual discourse that I get to laugh my fucking ass off about, because
exactly.
Charlie just took everything that entices me and he put it in one little ball there. And I couldn't help. Like, I was like going, I was talking to the screen the whole damn time. The whole time.
Oh, I know. I was too.
It was. And what do you think? What do you think the media might have called this episode when they were having like a problem with the fact that they aired it? They gave it a cute name, actually. Can anybody in the chat? All right, I know the chat. I know the chat hates guessing games, but I remember when it was released.
Any of the reviews or anything.
The reviews, all the papers were calling it Piggate.
Okay, Piggate. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if they were calling this Piggate or if they were calling the other issue Piggate. With who was it, Cameron?
I don't know. There was a biography that was called Piggate, so they were comparing it to it, and so they like coined it, around, and they just kept throwing it all over the place. It was like pretty cool, But anyway, it's kind of like we don't know exactly who they were referring to at the time, but I think Cameron was in at the time as the prime minister around there. I think it could have been about him.
Right. Charlie Brooker did say in an interview that he did not know about that incident when he wrote this.
Right, because there's like there is a biography called Call Me Dave, which alleges that the British Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, had placed his private parts into the dead head of a pig as some kind of initiation, right? When he was in college at university. I mean, hey, no, I'm not king shaming here. I'm not even initiation shaming here, because, frat boys do some frat boy type shit. And that's just fine.
They do.
Look, as long as I didn't have to watch it and I didn't have to be part of it, they're just fine with me. Like, he can stick it wherever he wants to.
You can do whatever you want.
No pigs were harmed here. It was already, demised, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, it was headless, so I guess.
Yeah.
But so hey, I'm not going to shame them. But anyway, that's the story that was originally called Piggate, and that's what they were comparing it to. And that Charlie did give an interview and said that he had not read the book or heard that story. And I'm like, really, Charlie? Really? You're gonna go, really?
Right.
It's kind of close, Charlie. It's kind of almost exactly, Charlie. Like, come on. Like, you're really gonna say that? But that's okay. You can boo. It was your first episode. We get it. You're allowed. You could try.
I mean,
you could try, Charlie.
He even kept the last name, the first initial, the same.
Well, I have to say, the
Callow and Cameron.
Well, they are kind of, like, when he does that. He does that when he wants to mess with you, doesn't he? Because,
he does.
I'm sorry. Charlie's always messing with you. Don't think you're coming into these episodes and he's not going to be tossing your brain around like a ping pong ball.
Right.
Because he is. He's going to make you think. He's going to play with you. He's going to put all this stuff in there. It's so damn layered. Well, I do want to just put out a shout to the actors. The acting in this episode was top notch.
It was very good.
There was a lot, especially Rory Kinnear, who played Michael Callow, because he had the most difficult parts of this. His wife also, she played her part very well. They just really did. And also his assistant, who is it? His assistant, the lady that's in charge next time, I don't remember what
Alex
she was
Cairn.
called. Yeah, Alex Cairn.
Cairn.
That was played by Lindsay Duncan. She did a good job too. The way she didn't flinch when he almost choked the hell out of her, he tried to kill her, and she just stood there, like
she just stood
like
there.
I'm like, I'm like, now that is one badass business bitch. Like, she has got it in control, like, all the time. She knew that it was a volatile situation. And it wasn't that she thorned or that she was scared to death. No, you took a look at her face. She was stunned, but she was in total control. She knew what to do. I was like, oh my God. Like, and then just went, and then not even batting an eye, just went right back to business. Like, I'm
exactly.
like,
it makes
like
me wonder if it's happened before.
Well, it made me, no, I think it was more a statement on what it's like to be a woman in power in those type of offices, how you have to be so much more. And like, I don't want to get into that with the whole, keeping women down thing and all of that stuff. But hey, back in 2011, back then, if you were in politics and you got up there that way, oh yeah, it was like that. Nobody's going to tell me you didn't have to be more to be there.
Exactly.
That's just a fact. And I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. It's just a fact. Fight me. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Like, that's true. Okay. We had to be, because I was in business and I know personally that although it was unfair, it was just what we did. I didn't whine about it. I didn't whinge about it. It was just a fact of life. I had to be more to just get a seat at the table. I had to be better. I had to be quicker, smarter, faster, whatever, just to get a seat at the table. I didn't get judged on the same level. It's just a fact of life. I ain't gonna cry about it. I just did it because it's what I wanted. So you just do it, but am I gonna whinge about it now and try to make it better for others? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because it shouldn't be that way and it should be easier. And I think it is getting easier a little bit here and there. It's not all there yet, but it's better. It's much better than it was because of people like myself who forced ourselves at the table, because we had to be quiet and just get there so others could get there.
Right.
We didn't like it. Believe me, don't come for me about being quiet because I got to the table. So that's an accomplishment. Exactly. And you can get there too now. And I knew what I was doing the whole time and I didn't like it. So I played those motherfuckers, in my opinion. And that's where I'm going with it. Okay. So anyway, let's move on back to Charlie. I'm going to turn this over to you. I think I laid the groundwork here. I'll just say he did end up doing it. Okay.
He did.
He had to do it. He doesn't have a choice. I mean, that's evident.
He did not have a choice. He did not have a choice. And I think the thing that I liked so much and really appreciated, not only with Charlie, but with the director, is all of the imagery they used. That imagery was so powerful. I mean, from the opening scene, it is dark. So that kind of lets us know it's going to be kind of dark all the way through this. So just get ready.
And that has been a common theme throughout Black Mirror is the cinematography. I think you have heard me comment on that a lot. When they did play tests and everything was all pink and candy and La La Land, and even the filters that they used for cinematography through the whole thing, like, I was impressed. Like, he brings together a team usually that really gets his message across. Like,
oh, he does.
Yeah,
he knows exactly who to put around him.
Every part of it, the music, the audio, the sounds, everything, it all comes together well. And I'm hoping he has a lot to do with that, because that's what I am putting on him, that he's in total control of all of that and he builds a great team and he does it on purpose. Or is it just coming together naturally? I don't know. Well, I'll give him credit for it.
I really feel like Charlie has a big hand in that, because I think all of that plays so well into the storyline. All of those images and the cinematography and everything, it just plays so well into that. And it really shined in this one. I really thought it did. Yeah. And then, you see the room and he's talking about, I don't want anything outside of this room. That room is big and it's bright and it's airy looking.
It is. It's like, and how about the sounds? The sound of the pig eating was the most disgusting thing I'd ever heard. And it just kept, I know. He's walking in there and it gets louder and louder. I'm like,
I know.
damn, Charlie.
And I think like
Charlie.
I had to keep with someone with auditory issues like that, like misophonia, I had to keep turning the volume down. I was like, no, I can't deal with the pig.
No, like that was a bit much. That was
just glad the pig didn't squeal.
Yeah,
I was just really glad the pig didn't squeal.
That would have been a little too much like I think he didn't want any deliverance references. I think that's
so
why
too.
The pig was quiet. And the pig was drugged. Like I remember
the pig was drugged.
Yeah. Alex is like, did you take care of the pig? The pig's been drugged.
Is he sedated? Is she sedated?
Is he sedated? Yes, because God knows we don't want the pig to enjoy these shit. Like, God,
no,
this is terrible. I know. I don't want to go there. Oh my gosh. But hey, you know what? I just have to say this. Kelly, get them in line. Mrs. Cassandra, no uninvited guests in the basement. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I don't know who's recording what on who, but y'all knock it off right now. Just knock it off. Like, come on. What's going on?
I know. I've been seeing Mrs. Cassandra like inviting half the chat down there.
I know. I think Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Mrs. C, right? Like, is she? Do what you got to do, Kelly. Do what you got to do. Be cool.
And what I thought also, the big thing about social media with this was when the Prime Minister, Michael Callow, says, this stays in this room. And one of his aides says, it's already out there.
It is. It was like everywhere. Just the fact that he had to do it, and the polls are all in favor of he shouldn't have to do this. Like, don't do it, right? And they're all like, oh, poor Prime Minister, they're putting you in a terrible spot. Like, you should like try to find them, whatever, but you shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to F the pig. You should not have to do it. That's in the beginning, right? But then,
right. Yeah.
What happened?
He was like, page 1, I'm not effing a pig. I'm not doing it.
That's right.
And then he starts looking at all of them. And they're like, no.
I know. It was just like the realization that like it's actually out there and the public knows what's going on. It actually gets leaked and everybody knows what's going on. Then they're trying to like minimize it. They're trying to leak it, pull it back in. Okay. Then they come up with a scheme, right? Like, how are we going to do this? We need to get the princess back. Like, the princess is very well loved. The queen calls them and says, I know you're going to do what you got to do, right? Because we got to get that princess back. You got to take care of business. You got to bring Princess Susanna back to us. Yeah. And when he got off that phone, the look on his face was just like,
I know. It was like, I'm going to F a pig.
It's like, I never, like, right? And now I know what it looks like when a man says, I got to F a pig. Like, I know what that look is like. Like, that awful look on his face of just, I can't believe I have to F a pig. Like, I have no choice. I have to F a pig. Like, this is
kind of like, there's not enough alcohol in the world for this.
Exactly. It's just, I don't know, it's just.
And the way he kept trying to comfort his wife when she forced her way into the office. I loved that about her.
Yeah, no, and I do love the dynamic there. And I do love how they use that relationship to portray social media's fascination with the subject and how much they would influence other people's disgust or humiliation about it. Because the wife's humiliation at the thought that her husband has to be involved in this is so evident. It's so unbearable to her. The fact that everyone in the world knows he's even considering, even before they decide to F the pig, just the fact that everybody in the country knew that he was actually having to consider effing the pig was beyond for her. You could see it. It just, it was unbearable. Just that. She's reading the comments on social media. She's watching it unfold
all those
live.
Comments.
Right. She's actually on the social media end of it, on the outside. And into her, into her personal life. Like, she's involved. Like, that's her husband. Like, you don't get any closer to it than that.
That is her
and
husband.
Yet not feeling like she has any input into the situation. I mean, she tries calling him, right?
Right.
She tries doing a lot, and phones don't get answered. There's pressure.
Yes.
So she, like you said, she busts into the office in her own house. She has to remind us, my door. Don't tell me I can't.
My house, my door handle.
Like, yes, like, excuse me, you're actually
you're
going to
not
stop me from
keeping me out
opening
of
my
there.
own door? Yeah, like,
yeah.
And then of course he does the right thing and clears the room and gives her a voice. But
he does.
There is, there's just not enough time. There's just not anything that they can say to make it better for each other.
No,
but he does comfort her.
Not.
He does kind of understand where she's coming from. He's like, this is horrible, but he has nothing to say to actually
he just keeps saying,
make her feel any better.
Happen.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm going to do everything not to happen. And he's like, but they're all
laughing at us.
Yeah, because they're already picturing it. They're already thinking about it. They already have it in their heads. And that is what was killing her, whether it happened or not.
It's already in their minds. She said, whether you do it or not, it's already in their minds that you are doing
it. That's right. And so it was just the damage to their relationship, to her level of dealing with it, and how she was going to put it on him was already there, whether he did it or not. And to me, that was like a moment to where, oh my God, he doesn't even have to do it. And he's going to have to wear this stigma. It is going to affect his personal life, his political life, everything. Just because some random artist decided to put him in this situation, because it's all over social media and everybody knows about it, he's going to wear this forever, whether he does it or not. Like, everything he does from this moment is just, it's out there forever. And damage is done. The crack has already started in his personal relationship with his wife. She cannot deal with the idea of this at all.
She can't.
It just, And,
she's
I really can't.
Out.
Right. And I understand where she's coming from, but in a way, she
I don't know that I could handle it either.
I don't know if I could handle it, but I don't want to be the one to know that I abandoned my partner when they needed me that much. I mean, for him to be alone with that and not even have a place to crawl to when it's over. Like, let's be real here. He's gonna be broken and hurting and unbelievable anger and frustration, and to have no one close to turn to.
No one.
I don't know. I'm a weird bear. I get it. But there's no way I could do that to anyone. I could not walk away in that time of need. I may be so disgusted with it that I would walk away later. And I'm not saying it wouldn't affect my sex life, because it would. It would.
Oh, it would. It would.
I might have some issues going there and doing that like anytime soon, but I would work on it. I would try, because anything worth of value that you hold that close is worth the effort to try to work something out. And I was a bit disappointed in Mrs. for walking away so quickly.
Too. Yeah, I was too. But kind of getting back a little bit, we were kind of talking about like steps they were taking so that he wouldn't have to go through with this.
Yes. So Alex, here we go.
the secretarial aide, she comes up with, oh, well, let's get a special effects director and a stand-in, and they can just like Photoshop the prime minister's head on his stand-in's body. So
that's what they're going to do. They got a porn star who actually has no issue with. Who has no issue about effing the pig?
No,
he's been there, done that. Like, he's like a pro. I don't know. So
I know.
Like, he's like,
I love
he's
the
actually
way he
smiling about it. He's like, where's the pig?
Where's my co-star? I'd like to give her a little kiss.
I'm like, Jesus, dude. Like, oh my God. But then they're going to green screen his head. So they put the green mask over him. But like that gets leaked, right, Kim? Like of course, and here we go.
That's where I really had an issue, because the prime minister's security is all there. Why did they not tackle that guy and get his phone?
That's it. Like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't understand.
Why did,
like, they,
I'm like,
yeah.
doofus, he just took a picture. Take his phone away.
Like, why are they like, like, no, they just let it happen. It's kind of weird. It's almost like, you know what? That's the thing with politics. You never know who's on what side and for what reason or what's going on. I don't know if perhaps Alex thought that actually having it out there was better for Michael Callow or not, like for the prime minister. Like, she seemed like she was going to do what she was going to do without his permission or not, as we find out later. Like, she's pro. She's a political hack. She's in it. She's in the mix. She's definitely in control of the situation the best that she can. She's coming up with the schemes, the plans. She's organizing and telling him all about it later, and then asking for his input, but then kind of doing what she's going to do anyway.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah, it kind of reminds you that whoever you think is in charge isn't usually the one that's in charge. It's like somebody in the team, you know. And who go on? Yeah,
because of all of that, his opinion rating went way down because he was trying to get out of it. So that affected his opinion rating. And then they had one of their computer people that was actually able to trace, I believe it was an IP address, to an old school that had been closed down. And they were able to take almost like drone photos of it. And they saw that there was a light on in one of the buildings. And Callow's like, go get her, go take care of him. And the reporter, Malika, I loved her, by the way. I liked her. She got news of it because of one of, I don't know that he was really an aide. I don't know what he did for the prime minister or for the House of Parliament or whatever, but he leaked the information to her because she sent him pictures of her boobs.
Yep.
And then she sent
they had to throw that in there.
Of something else. Yeah.
So nudes got her in. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, not exactly the way to, you know, but hey, whatever it takes, not you know?
Exactly, you know, up to journalism ethics, but you know, she follows this SWAT team, and they showed what a SWAT really is. That is what a SWAT does. They break down the door and they go in guns blazing. And it turned out it was just a decoy. It was a mannequin sitting there, but that was where the stream had originated from. And Malika ended up getting shot by the SWAT team because they saw her.
Yeah, she did, because she ran. He's telling her to run. And you know what? Yes. Bad advice. You got MI5. You got all the guys with the guns, like, you know, all done up, like secret mission. Big attack weapons. Do not run. All you have is you can't. Why? You think they're not going to shoot you? You're actually violating the law when you run from them. Like, what the hell? Like, that was total bad advice. Like, he knew. Like, did he want her dead? Like, did he want her dead? I wonder. Like, you know, how close were they really?
They got an ambulance for her. Did you notice? They just dropped her off on the gurney in the hospital.
Yep.
While all the staff was watching the TV.
You know, I saw where they actually cut that scene. That scene was supposed to be when they were actually doing the pee, and everybody there was supposed to abandon the patients to watch the TV, but they never showed that part. So now there's really all these disjointed episodes, you know, scenes with hospital people that don't really that don't really correlate to the whole thing as well. Because, you know, it did hit the editing floor, and then we found out about it later. And if it had been there, it would make a little more sense to me as to why we were seeing all these hospital people. Yeah, because I wondered, like, you know, I get that they're trying to show us all the social events. I did kind of tie it into, well, he left it in there because he's showing bar scene, you know, he's showing pubs and, you know,
right.
at home, and so why not a hospital? It's a big business, it's a place where people gather, and it was some place where it also made that impactive scene to where, yes, people in life and death situations stopped what they were doing to watch the prime minister F a pig. Yes, they did. Yeah, because the whole world stopped to watch the prime minister F a pig. Okay.
That bridge is, y'all can check and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Millennium Bridge. And on one end of it is the Tate, what's the name of it? The Tate Modern Gallery. And that was actually where Carlton Bloom's exhibit had been that was canceled. Because that's where they always exhibit the winners of the Turner Award.
Right.
Yep. Is like really bizarre.
And getting back to him, he actually forced the issue when he sent his own finger to them.
Yes.
With film of the princess getting very upset as if he cut her finger off, which he didn't, but they don't know this. So he like played them into the situation. The news media he sends it to, right? And then, it gets back to the prime minister. And of course, now they're going to have to do what they got to do. And the media all knows about it already. Like, it's like, there's no choice. There's no choice. It is all out there. They have played their hand. It doesn't matter. At this point, the prime minister finds out that about the plans that Alex has for the fake, and that the fake had been disposed. And now the new poll is out there because all of social media has now found out that they plan to use a porn star. And that it's been exposed that the prime minister didn't have. And here's the thing. Now they're all upset because the prime minister didn't have enough guts to F a pig for the princess.
Exactly.
Like, now they're pissed. Now they're politically pissed. Now they're like, no, like how could I vote for a man who won't F a pig for a princess? Like, I'm like, that part's making me like, oh no, Charlie, you're not making me think that, are you? Yes, Charlie, you are. You actually making me think that people are that shallow. Yes, let me tell you. Yes, they are. As disgusting as it was that they didn't want to see it, no one looked away. No one looked away.
Plus,
no one looked away.
Their beloved princess. She's like the face of the crown, basically.
Well, here's the thing. Why weren't they thinking that the princess wouldn't want you to F a pig, dude? Like, the princess would be all about saving your dignity and not being humiliated in public. Like, the princess herself would not want you to F this pig, I'm sure, because she sounded like very much like, if they're playing it, the Diana Kate role, right? They are caring, empathetic, like put themselves in your shoes type people. And they don't want you to do that for them. Okay. They don't want you to suffer for their well-being ever, Well, that's what I think that justification, that's what I think was there in those scenes there, when those people are actually going, you're going to have to do it now. And they realize that the poll has turned to where the people want him now.
They do.
F the pig. They're not on his side anymore.
Him to do it. No, they're not.
They are like, be a man, be a man. Prime Minister, go over that pig. And I'm like,
and do what you're supposed to do and save our beloved princess. Yeah, they're not on his side. Like, his opinion ranking went way, way down. And I thought it was kind of funny. They were interviewing people on the street saying, oh, well, if it does this, would you watch? And everyone was saying, no, I wouldn't watch. Why would I watch that? You go your ass right down in front of that TV and you're going to watch every second of it.
I know.
You just don't want to admit that you're going to.
Yep.
But you know that you are.
Exactly. And he just like, he's having trouble dealing with it. All right. So now we know he's going to do it, and there's no more.
He's going to do it.
Right. And he's going to have to do it. Okay. And
he's going to have to. Even Alex Cairns is like, you have to do this. And she's like, if you do not do it, you are ruined politically. Everything about your life is over. And we cannot provide security for you or your family any longer.
Right. And that's kind of the thing right there. Now he knows that if anything happens to the princess, because if he doesn't do it, he's in fear that, of course, the princess is going to lose her life. So the whole nation's going to be pissed. Like, people are going to be after him. He's going to need protection for his family. He's got a new baby and a wife at home. And the last thing he wants is to be on his own with a whole nation coming after him if anything should happen to the princess.
Right. And what's he going to do for future earnings? Everything will be cut off. Everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
He'll have to go and be a little Walmart greeter or something. That's probably all he can do.
A Walmart. Can you imagine a British Prime Minister as a Walmart greeter? Like, my brain just exploded. Kim, don't do that. Like, this cross-cultural ridiculousness. No.
I welcome Walmart. I refuse big.
You know what? NA, or is it NA? Or I'm sorry, I'm thinking it's like NA. I'm just gonna call you NA. You know what? Get Netflix. I'm gonna tell you, it's worth it just for Brooker's series. All of Black Mirror is on there. I'm a huge Charlie Brooker fan. He's gonna warp your mind. He's gonna. Hey, Facty, welcome. Well, I'm kind of honored you're all here. NA and John and Facty, thank you for coming over. I really appreciate it.
Great.
I really do.
Thank you.
This is a vanity project of mine. It's not very popular. It also is one of Kim's. This is my co-creator here, Kim, and we are huge Charlie Brooker fans. There's a few of us, Jack and a couple of other people that come back, but I am definitely a huge Brooker fan. The way he warps my mind is like, damn. I want to. He just. But there's always some social impact. It's always a good conversation, because although it's entertainment, it's real entertainment. It's the kind of entertainment that leaves with you when you're done watching. There's things you need to think about. You're like wondering what the messages are, what are the actual, implications of what he's trying to tell us. It's always very layered. It's always very cinematography that is wonderful. The freaking directors are out of this world, and the writing is top notch.
Yeah.
And anyway, okay, Charlie, I did my PR for the day. Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
So, all right. So where are we now in the story? We are.
Okay. So we've talked about the severed finger. And that was what really shifted public's opinion. We know about the mannequin when they went in with the SWAT team. And that kind of, I feel like that the kidnapper was showing how easily the government could be fooled and how he could manipulate them. And also telling them that your prime minister's not going to have a choice. He's going to have to do this.
Yep. And he was really messing with them. He really was like, he had the plan, like most masterminds, right? Like they're trying to make a point. Like he was definitely deviously messing with them. He was upset about those awards. I think, like you said, Kim, he was upset about something there. Like, I have to delve more. Now you watched it 11 times. What do you think he was really upset about?
I do think a lot of it had to do with his art. I think he was probably one of these that maybe was never taken seriously as an artist. But I know just from things that I have researched in the past about Turner Awards, most of the artists there, they win Turner Awards. It's not just for like artists, like work on canvas or sculptures or anything like that. It's even open up to like media artists. So it's open to a big wide range of artistic talent.
And he was like a realist, right? Like he was like those reality artist type thing.
He was more of a realist. And a lot of the art that wins Turner Awards is very avant-garde. I mean, there was one guy that actually won for putting 2 steel beams on display. That was his art. And he won a Turner Award.
Yeah, well, there you go. And you know what? No wonder this guy's pissed. It was beans. Come on. I think I'd be a little, I think I'd be a little annoyed. Okay.
Yeah, there's another display from a Turner Award winner, and it's a shark in a tank of formaldehyde.
Lovely. Okay.
It's like, okay.
Listen, if you're going to have a shark, it should be in formaldehyde. But,
right. Exactly.
I'm just saying. I actually get this one. I actually get the art of that, actually.
Yeah.
If you're a realist. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think with that, he was making a statement also. Let me quickly run through my notes.
Yeah, there is a slight echo coming from you. I'm going to try
Is there?
Yeah, and I'm going to try to get rid of it for you.
Is it better now?
It is, because I just turned your echo cancellation off. That's much better. Is that better?
Good.
And thank you for letting me know, Mrs. Cassandra. Okay. Hopefully that sounds better. Thank you for letting us know. And Jean brings us back to that. Either way, that because of this artist messing with him like this, there is jeopardy for this prime minister's political career. Either way, it was over. Although you'll be surprised at the end, Jin, it actually, you would think so. I did until the absolute end, when they tell us like what actually the end result for everybody, when they do the where everybody's at in the series at the very end of it, at the end of the episode. Okay. But Facty, I don't have StreamYards, Facty. You're going to have to educate me on this stuff, because I only use StreamYards, not Streamlabs yet. I only run this show off a Chromebook. Have pity on me. I'll get there. I promise. But because it's very entertaining.
I did find where I wrote down what I think Bloom's take on this was. I felt
I want to hear. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I felt like he was making a statement that there's like so much going on in our world that we don't even notice, because we're just so wrapped up into a digital world, and that it's going to take a big tragedy to kind of open up our eyes again. And I think that was kind of what he felt with his art was, my art's not the same. It's not avant-garde. It's not 2 beams on display. I'm more a realist. And no one takes me seriously as an artist, because my art is beautiful to look at, but it's not making them think about what's the artist trying to say.
No, I get that. You know what?
Yeah.
I think you're onto something there. That could be it. I'm interested in how others feel about that. Those of you watching on replay or out there in Lurkerville, feel free to leave a comment, or if you're shy, DM me. Because I really do. I want to know some takes on this, because I want to know the artist's point. Like, what possessed him to get there? I'm a little disappointed on how much there was based on that,
Right. And, he had a TV going the whole time also.
Yeah,
he really did, because paying attention to it.
No, but he was part of that. Let's drive it to social media. Let's just get it there.
Oh, yeah.
So he pushes him to actually do the pig. And
yes,
I don't know. Do you want to give them the punchline? You want the actual twist here for the whole thing? Well, first, or do you want to? Well, let's talk about the pig. I guess we got.
Let's talk about the pig. Let's talk about the damn pig.
Okay, so the medication that they gave the prime minister before they went in there. Do you think it was a blue pill?
I think it
had to be blue pill.
It was a blue pill.
I'm telling. All right, that's what I wanted to know. I've been dying to ask
because
you that.
I actually kind of slowed it down on one of the views one of the 1,800 views that I did, and it did look like a little blue pill in the cup. but I had to
it
pause it to see it.
yeah, okay, because like I'm like, there's no way the way he's
No,
feeling that this is possible. And remember,
no.
this artist is very specific. Not only does he have to
Oh,
he has to
yeah.
finish. He has
He
to
has to,
actually finish,
yes,
or the princess dies. Like,
yes.
okay, this guy was not
Oh,
playing. He really messed with
okay,
his mind. He was like,
he
nope, you
did.
got to F the
He
pig
really
and you
did.
got to finish.
Well,
Thank
and
God he didn't make.
he was
Go on.
so specific even about camera angles. Like during the first penetration, the camera had to be in there to make sure it was happening.
Yeah. Yes, right. It had to be filmed the whole time so that they
Yes.
couldn't mess around. Like he wasn't messing. He wanted to definitely make sure that everything was
Oh,
covered,
yeah. And I
to make sure
like,
that it happened appropriately.
yeah, I liked as they were walking down the hall and they have like Michael Callow in full frame on the camera
Mm-hmm.
and everyone else is kind of blurred out in the background. And
Mm-hmm.
Alex Cairns, the secretarial aide, says something like, therapists or psychologists have said to take your time. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, if you rush, it may be a sign of enjoyment. I was like, what the hell do you know this man?
Wait a minute. Like, okay, so now she's gonna put that on him too. Talk about just psychologically screwing the man
Yes.
before he has to F the pig. Oh my God. Like I really felt for him, my God, because all of this pressure, he like, first of all, there's body functions that are gonna happen and he's not in control of. Like and there's things he has to force it to do. You got to take the blue pill because I'm sure he's not very happy about this. I'm sure the pressure alone is an issue. At least I hope so. But like, and I'm not shaming either. If not, like, fine, dude, if that's your thing. Like, I don't really care.
If that's your thing,
I don't really care.
I'm not going to kink shame. I
I'm
don't
not
kink shame anyone. So
it's just, it's not my thing, but hey, your thing is your thing, but just oh my God, the pressure. Just his face. Like it was almost like a 3-mile walk on death row. You saw that.
That's what I kept thinking. I was
read that book, that long walk down the hallway with the people all behind you, and it's just you. And he's walking.
Yes.
He's walking to the end. And the cinematography was quite good with that. You're correct.
Was very good.
They started fading everybody else out and bringing him more forward.
They did.
And you literally could see the sweat on this man. You could see the tension, the sweat, the dread, the angst. It was palpable. It was like combing through the screen at me. But then again, being the fan that I am,
even
I'm just like,
even the sound technician muffled out Alex's voice. They muffled it some and slowed it down, which
was like how he was thinking, that he's so out of his mind right now that everything is getting slow motion and disjointed, and he's actually to me it's almost like, and I'd like to talk to somebody about that. There's a few people in mind that I would like to talk to about this, because I know they may be fans of Brooker themselves. That was he actually working towards a break at this point? Like, is there the possibility that he was going to break, because the way they had everything going slow motion, and the way he was just like focused but not focused? You know what I mean?
And even when he was standing there before he turned, and he was still facing the camera full on, and they stopped at the door, he even was like just slightly leaning to one side, and I was like, that is a look of a man that is totally broken. He's just totally broken. And all of a sudden, he pulled his shoulders back and made that sharp turn and went through those doors. And I honestly don't know how he did it. I really don't.
This is true. I have to, I can't believe I'm going to say, I have to give this politician props for, effing the pig. I don't know many I don't know many that could have. What he did speak to,
No.
what is important. Now, here's the reason. Now, here's what I'm thinking at this point. Now, he's going to do it. We know he's going to do it. But is he doing it to save
We
the
know he
princess
is.
for the greater good? Or is he doing it because he doesn't want his political career to die? Or is he doing it for the safety of his family? Like, there's all this going on at once.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't just... And at the end...
I honestly think his family and his career would take precedence over the princess. I do. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was that type of a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping so. Because I did, I did think he had some moral fortitude there. I really did, for a politician,
especially because when he said to the camera, he said, "I love my wife," and he was in tears. And I was like, he does love her. He does.
Mm-hmm. He does. It is quite evident at the end. So I guess we're going to have to bring them to the end of these, So you all know
we are
already, because we have said it, that he does end up effing the pig. He really does.
He
and those scenes are hard to watch. But the cinema, he rides that pig. And the thing is, they make it like, because he's not really enjoying it, his face is not very happy about this. He's crying. He's distraught.
No, he's crying the whole time. He's struggling.
It's almost like he's struggling. He's having a break. His body is like taking over. He has to finish. And it took forever.
He does.
It was painfully long. He could not finish because he's not there. Like, of course, he's fucking a pig against his will. So, like,
remember the one guy in the hospital looks at his watch and he's like, "Great." Yeah, he's like, what he said.
Gravy guide, like, damn, like, could you finish this? But nobody's looking away. Everybody's watching.
No,
people are emotionally distraught over. Some people are look like they're in pain on their face. The empathy that's out there, like, oh my God, and all this is horrible, and I can't believe this. But they're not turning away. All the TVs are on. Social media has gone in. And it is definitely the actual, like, scene of the century, so to speak. It is big news everywhere. The humiliation that he's going to have to live with afterwards forever. He is memed for life. Memed for life. Like, that's it. That prime minister doing the pig meme is there forever. It's never going to go away.
And that's where Charlie really got us, because this is kind of where it gets each one of us thinking some, because he is a term called Morton's fork, where it's like contradictory terms that will lead to the same conclusion, and they're usually both bad options. Kind of like if you ever played Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Like, would you rather this or would you do this? And neither one of them were enjoyable. It was kind of, and Charlie is so good at that, and like Chekhov's gun, and another one that he used on this one, when they were talking about gonzo journalism, which is really thing also. And he's just so good at things like that. And those are the things that really kind of get into my head and make me really start thinking about, well, if I was in that situation, or if a loved one was in that situation, how would I respond? What would I do? What would I want?
Exactly. And that brings us like to the princess does get free, right? She does let her free. And here's the thing. Go on. I'll let you tell
you
this.
Go ahead. Okay. So the princess is freed. We see her walking on Millennium Bridge. And the bridge is empty, which that's actually a big touristy area. So that bridge is hardly ever empty unless it's been closed down for some reason. But she's walking and there's no one there. There's no one on the streets. No, because they're all inside watching this, this show going on. And Alex gets a call. Michael Callow, the prime minister's in the bathroom, physically ill at this time, that he had to F a pig. So he's like, hugging the porcelain god. And Alex gets a call from the office, and they tell her that the princess has been released. She asks about her finger, and he says it wasn't hers. The DNA came back to a male. And she's like, a male? And they're like, yes. And then they said, we had a thing from CCTV, and it was showing that the princess was released at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to start filming at 4.
At 4.
So she was released 30 minutes before he started.
And worse than that, he hangs himself well before. He didn't even see the man after Pig.
No,
he put this
he didn't.
all into motion and didn't even care enough to watch. Like he just
and it was his own key finger he cut off when she was struggling with him, and it looked like he was cutting her finger off. He was actually taking her engagement ring off,
right,
to put on that finger. But
he played them well. He definitely played them well, and that's the irony. Like I went, damn,
that
Charlie.
That was where I was like, Charlie, that was such a mind fuck. It really was. I remember the first time I saw it, I was just blown away. And it's almost like every time I watch it, I mean, I know it's going to happen. I know the end result, but I'm still like, Charlie, stop effing with my mind this way. I can't handle it, Charlie. But he keeps doing it.
He does. He just like, you know what, Kim? He just likes to F with us. He does.
He does.
He gets his kicks out of playing with our heads. He does. And you know what? But I have to admit, I kind of like it, Charlie.
I kind of like it too. I don't mind.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
I really don't.
I learned first episode out with this one that I liked it, Charlie, and I've been there ever since. I'm gonna stay there. Actually. You know.
Oh, I am too. I am too.
Squidward. I love to say that name. Say hi to Squidward.
I know. It's a fun word.
It's just the best name out there. Oh, and they brought us cookies. Thank you. Hey, Kelly, want a cookie? Want a cookie? They brought us cookies. Yeah. Thank you, Squidward. We're used to giving out the cookies for the people.
Right. We usually have to give out the cookies.
You're gonna be a favorite. You keep bringing us cookies.
That's cool. Right.
You got a freaking cool name and brings us cookies. That's cool. I like that. You're a fun chat tonight, even though my mods have paid no absolute attention to what we're talking about up here at all.
They haven't.
Mrs. Cassandra got some kind of damn thing going on with the basement, trying to make money on the side. Kelly's trying to keep it cool. And Josh just took off wherever the hell he went, leaving Kelly hold the bag again.
Right.
Kelly, Kelly loved you to get a cookie. Squidward, pass that
Kelly,
girl
we love you.
Kelly, you tried to keep them straight, and so did
you
Krabby.
Did, Kelly.
Krabby actually tried to stay on top because she was actually talking about the show here and there. Like, you know, but that's okay. Oh, you've been listening, Josh, but running away, leaving Kelly in the chat to try to handle those wayward people invading the basement and all that stuff. But anyway, I am glad that they all had so much fun because that's what about. Like, I am too. And that as long as they had fun.
Yeah, I didn't bring cookies, but I brought pigs in a blanket. I don't know if they got passed out or not.
Of course you did. Of course
I did.
Oh God! Of course you did. All right, pass them pigs in a blanket out. You know, and for the vegetarians, we got those little soy sausage things in a blanket.
I've got soy sausages.
That's right.
That's right.
Everybody. Yep. So we will include everybody. That's it. Yep.
Yes, Josh, Kelly. Pigs in a blanket.
Yes. Yeah, yes, absolutely, Kelly. Yeah, but at least the blanket covered up the actual event. It would have been nice if a blanket was there. Yeah, I know.
Right?
But, at least but I have to say, there was so much social implication on what we will actually tolerate as a society to make
there really was.
Well, it was too much, and to put that man in the end. The tragedy here, though, is that You remember we were saying how the wife really had issues about it?
Right.
At the end, Charlie had a nice idea to just like firm everything up and say what happened to everybody after this traumatic event. I mean, he did just F a pig on national television in front of everybody. And it's out there.
Yeah.
So he flashes
basically
a
worldwide
year
television, not even national, worldwide.
I gotta tell you, like once that got out there internationally, like it's gonna be tough to be the prime minister for a while. But you know, it actually played well for him, as Charlie tells us, goes flashing for a year forward, and the prime minister. He got reelected. He's doing an event, a charity event. Everybody looks happy. His wife is with him. Everything looks nice and cozy, right, Kim?
Standing right by his side. Great.
Standing right there, all smiles for
smiling.
The camera. Mm-hmm. You know, the princess is good. She's pregnant. She's carrying on. She's pregnant and just carrying on. Looks happy. Looks well. You know, everything's doing good. The news people, they're still doing okay. You know, somewhat. Everything. The one that got shot in the leg, I think she's a little. Yeah. You never saw her.
Yeah, we never saw her again. No, never saw her again.
She should have got promoted at least, don't you think? I mean, she sent nudes and then she got shot in the leg. Where's the respect? She should have been made an
editor or something.
She should have been editor a year later, right? I'm just like, where's the respect? Like, there's just some Charlie. That was a little bit of a fail there. Like, you left her out. We should have. We should. I mean, she did her part. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get there and then they flash to the prime minister going home, right? You know, the prime minister goes home with his wife after the event, and they go inside. We find out she completely walks away from him.
Oh,
what
she's
a cold ass scene. She just
says
turns.
Nothing. And he's like, word. Jane.
And she walks up those stairs.
She walks up those stairs, walks away from him. And, you know,
I could not do that. She's not only does she have issue with this, she's literally torturing this man now. Yes. She's staying with him for the political clout or whatever, for his career, whatever. But
it's almost
and she's torturing him at this point.
It's almost like she's making him do this over and over and over and over.
Exactly. Like he did it once for the country, and you're making him do it over and over.
Yeah.
It's almost as if she resents the fact, and she does, that he chose the country over her, because he knew how upset she was about it and how much it was going to affect her, but he had to do it anyway. But he had to do it. Somebody's life was at stake.
He did.
But she's still going to hold it over him that he chose the country and the princess's life over her. And
and I think one of the social media comments really got to her, because the cinematographer kept it on that comment for a while. And it was the one about sucking bacon juice.
Yep.
Like a year later, his wife is still going to be sucking bacon juice. And I think that one hit her hard.
I think it was the fact that, he had done that and then he's going to be with her, because I don't think they were ever together again. I can tell you that. She's not even talking to him. And I can't even imagine doing that to a person, let alone someone I love or loved, even if she like fell out of love with them and she can't go there because she's lost respect, whatever the issue is. Walk away. Like, to stay there and torture him after everything he just had to do. I found it to be cruel. I don't know. Maybe I was soft.
Very cruel.
You know?
No, it was very cruel. I mean,
I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do that to someone. I would literally have to walk away. I could not continue to torture him in that way.
I couldn't either. I couldn't do it either. I would have to I'd have to say, it's over.
Yeah.
But there was another episode where there was like a newsreel or something, and down at the bottom it said something about Prime Minister Callow and his wife have filed for divorce or something.
Yeah, that was in one of the. That's a little bit of a.
Was that in like
an
15
Easter egg?
and
I think it was in 15 Million Merits. It's an Easter egg from another show, because like this is the first episode, so I couldn't find any Easter eggs of things from other episodes in here yet.
No,
but hopefully, there will be things from this episode in all of the others, obviously.
Right.
Because
I
there's all
think
that
there's
stuff.
something in almost every one of them.
But
the other thing that I really had a problem with was this was a forced sex act.
It's an assault. I think that although he was doing it to the pig, I think this man has been sexually assaulted. I think he's a victim.
I think so too. And I have issues with that.
You know what? I'm glad you brought it up because I actually do too. Because he's the one suffering from the trauma.
Yes. And, I have issues with this. So, I mean, even though he had to perform the act, it was a non-consensual act. He was basically raped.
He was also but everybody says, oh, the pig was assaulted. But you know what? They're both victims here. It is actually the artist. And so they were put in this situation by societal pressure. The queen,
right?
Society, the political moving machine, and that artist. They are all complicit here.
Yeah,
they should put up on charges.
Although you could actually say it was almost a sexual act against the monarchy, because it's almost like this was against the monarchy. So you've got almost three in there: the prime minister, the pig, and the crown.
Yeah, and Josh says, but the other side is he also might be staying there to keep up the happy family front for his career. He might be, but she is also. That's the thing. If she's going to be labeled with being the wife of the pig effer forever, she might as well get the gravy of at least the nice house and the money and not having all of that. Why be divorced and have that stigma when you could just say, I mean, I get why she's there. I just don't, the mental torment she's putting on him is too much for me. You know, but I do understand that she's also labeled with the stigma here. She is also a victim of this when you think about it.
She is a victim.
She is a victim of what society is going to be thinking about her. You know, I know, Mrs. Cassandra, that the pig didn't ask, but I'm telling you, the prime minister did it against his will too. So there's a line there. We got to think bigger. He had to take medication to even get it to the point
to even be able to perform.
Right.
And they had visual aids up there in case he had a problem.
Yes. Did you see? Yes, he had to look. Yeah, maintaining exactly. And I'm just like, oh my God.
This was kind of, I guess, maybe a little Easter egg. Did you notice what those pictures were?
I did not. I'm going to have to go back. What were they?
Female on female.
Oh. There you go. I mean, hey, it was a very tough situation. It should be real porn. It had to be extra. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it because if it was just normal, I mean, you wouldn't want normal while doing a pig. I mean, come on.
But I'm thinking, did they maybe ask him ahead of time? What would your preference be?
Oh, God, I really hope not. Talk about a mind flat. No, man. Here's the checklist. Before we F the pig, come on, they're gonna go down the check. Oh my God, no, I didn't even think of that. My brain just popped. It just popped. I'm popped. That's it. Charlie, now you got Kim helping you. Now you have Kim helping you. Just do me over.
Claire, Claire, you can thank one of those other 2 times this afternoon for me catching
that. You watched it? Yeah, okay. So we're up to 11. It was what, 9, 10? It was the 10th one, right? I know. And then she was like, was that lady on lady porn? Wait a minute, I gotta go back and watch this again. Let me just double check that.
I had to reverse it. I was like, was that lady on lady? Are there 2 women in there?
Hey, well, let's just be real.
I had to back it up and pause it.
Listen, there's nobody in the chat or anywhere else that's not going to agree that that's hot, and he may have needed the help, and it probably worked. So what?
I'm sure it did.
I'm sure it did. That's right, Krabby. Pop, pop, kaboom. My brain. Bam. Bam. We're going to call this The Bear Got Charlied by Kim. Yes. Boom. Right out there. She did. She got me.
I'm sorry.
I know. I know. I'm sorry, Kristen. You're trying to get rid of the pig from your head, but anyway.
Yeah, we're all trying to get the pig out of our head, and I've seen way too. I feel like I'm in a personal relationship with the pig now.
Yeah,
because I've watched it so many times.
That's rough, Kim. I don't want a personal relationship with that pig. I'm telling you.
I don't either.
Yes.
I don't either. But I did hear an interview. I think it was after I had watched it the first or the second time. Like, I watched it the first time probably around 3 years ago. That was when I first started getting into Black Mirror. And then about a year and a half ago, I thought, let me start watching Black Mirror again. It's been long enough. Let me watch it again. And I really think, like, that was when I found an interview with Brooker. And he was talking about how, because they asked him, how did you settle on a pig? He said, well, we knew immediately a chicken and a duck would be too small.
Yeah, a duck was fascinating to him because, I mean, he must have seen a duck being. I mean,
I know.
I understand the fascination. If you've seen my Mayhem show, you know I was fascinated with duck porn for quite a while there until I exhausted the whole thing. But it was quite a while. Mrs. Cassandra was hooked.
I can probably get you pictures. I tell them don't do it in front of me, but they continue to. They're even trying to mate with my chickens now.
Believe me, YouTube satisfied that need. They sent it to me. Between YouTube and Twitter, I've been duck porned to death. And duck peened, the little corkscrew thing with the bobs and the whole thing. We even did a science episode on it. Like, we did it every which way. But he didn't want a duck, horse or a horse or a donkey. Although quite the visual were not easy enough to handle. So they got rid of those.
He said they would be too hard to handle.
Yeah, and for some reason he was totally against a chicken. He said, "We are not
doing a chicken
on screen." And I'm like, well, what's the issue with that, Charlie? We must investigate. Like, I need to know what you got going on there about that.
What you got going on with chickens? But he said they basically ran. He said they basically ran through the whole barnyard and even considered a block of cheese.
Yeah, that was the funny part to me. This could have been, instead of like that big business Who Moved My Cheese? Like, that book?
Right.
I don't know if you know. Okay.
Yeah,
it's like,
I do.
Who effed my cheese?
Who effed my cheese?
Who effed my cheese? Who at work effed my cheese?
Then my mind, being a former chef, I'm like, well, it would have to be a soft cheese like a camembert or a brie.
No, not the brie. Oh my God, a camembert, just runny enough, right? No.
Right, or a large ice Swiss. If you got a large ice Swiss.
Oh my gosh, with the little hole. Kim, Kim.
It's so sad that my mind goes there.
It's not sad. It's like, you got to get on Mayhem, girl. Like, you double showing me now. She doubling up. Can you believe this? Oh my God. My brain is popping. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, you should. Matter of fact, you better be there Friday. You need to be there Friday.
I'll be there Friday.
Oh my God. Okay. So you heard it here, people. Hold her to it.
I'll make more pigs in a blanket and I'll bring the Swiss cheese.
Please do. Make sure you bring some extra pigs on the side. We need to handle the cheese, okay?
Yeah. Maybe I could take and cut some and stuff them with cheese. That would be good.
You know what, Josh? Yes, we know about this one. There is this rumor that David Cameron actually did it with the head, a decapitated head of a pig. And it's in a book, and we saw that. Yes, and everybody knows about that. And we were talking about that in the beginning when you ran off after you left Kelly and here to control this wild group. After you left us, we know, Josh.
Right? We know Josh. We've already covered that, Josh.
Yeah, we know, and
we
love you. But he knows I love him. He knows I absolutely love. I only pick on you because I love you. I got that from the Aussies. They told me if they pick on you relentlessly, it means you're okay. So like,
I know. I love Josh too. I do. I love Josh.
Yeah,
Kelly,
he's one of my favorite people.
Look at Kelly's comment.
Kelly's on the squad. You're going to have to listen to her. You might be right next to her on the squad. If she says there will be no oozing of the cheese onto the pigs, there will be no oozing of cheese onto the pigs.
Yeah, Kelly.
We'll keep them separate for you, cheese. Kelly.
I'll have some without cheese. I'll put them on a separate plate for you.
She said, especially a soft white cheese.
And that's what camembert is.
But it's all in the run for me. Like, come on, people.
It is. No. It's in the goo factor.
I'm not going to ask Shay how you made the dinnerware. I won't. If you tell me not to, I know better. I won't. All right. So last words. You know what? At an hour and a half, I think I'm going to wrap this up because it's turning into a mayhem episode. We all know what that's like. Listen, people, it's only Sunday. Do not be doing this to me all week. Mayhem's on Friday. We got serious stuff to do all week until we get there. So we got to kind of keep it a little control. You don't want to start my week off like these, or do you?
No, we kind of do. Especially after I've watched the pig this much. This will be revenge on the bear all week. She's going to get me wound up. I'm going to mess with you all week long.
She's going to brookerize me all week. Oh my God.
You didn't drop me a link. I had to remind you to drop me a link.
No, I did drop the link. I just didn't push the button that actually sends it. Like it was sitting in the DM, in Twitter, and it's got that little arrow you got to push to actually make it go. It was there. It was just not there. It was there and not there at the same time because I'm that talented. I can see I am that talented. I can make it there and not there at the same damn time. Like that's brilliant, right? It's like no, that's dumb.
You must. You must have thought that I had special powers and could just get it telepathically or something.
That's it. It's just like anybody who could watch Brooker 11 times in a row and still talk afterwards. That's talent. Like I knew you had it. I knew you had it like that. I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be too. Yep. Yes, it was.
I know.
It was
I'm going to
be DM purgatory, Kim. I'm going to be famous for this, Kelly. For not pushing the damn button. Now every week she's going to be going, did you actually? Well, I know you said you sent it, but did you actually send it? Did it actually go?
I sent her a DM in Twitter, and I wasn't getting a response. So then I went over to Discord, and I was like, "Are you there? Link."
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit!
And then
everybody knows if you need the bear's attention, you got a Discord because that's the only notification it's on. And I shouldn't really say that out loud to YouTube, right? Because this is why people wake me up like all damn day and night. Like with Discord, that they're calling my phone, they're waking me like, Claire, wake up, which is good. Like when you're 15 minutes late for your own show and you get, somebody has to call and wake you. Yeah, it helps. It helps.
So. I kind of think at the very end, the end statement, I think this is kind of what Brooker was trying to tell us and why this episode was put first was Brooker was trying to kind of say, keep watching because there are times you're going to be disgusted, horrified, and amused. And a lot of it all at the same time, but it's going to be worth it.
It's going to be, I think it was his way. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that to us in this episode. And I think that's why this one was put first instead of the other one. Because this one actually probably should have been sandwiched somewhere in the middle.
It was, if you think about the impact, it was retch-worthy. Like you did get a little nauseous with the pig thing. Like if you were, just the thought of it. Some people would be a little, what they call vomit worthy almost. There were people here when we were talking about it, vomiting in the chat, like
they were.
And I get it, but I have to give him credit for coming right out like that. He's going to be like, brace yourselves, people. It's going to be a wild ride. We're going to talk about what sick fucks you are in regards to social media. How far you're going to go. You're going to have to own your inner fool every episode. Of how we are obsessed, how we are letting it take control of us, how it is so much a part of our life that it leads us by the nose everywhere we go. Lately. It does. It really, that is why this is so still so fresh 11 years later, why we can still talk about it. Because if you don't turn around right now, people, and see where your phone is and see what you're doing or what you did all day and how much social media actually influenced every part of your day. That's Brooker's message. Like, how far are we going to go?
It is.
How much control are we going to give this entity that is totally out of control once it gets a hold of you? I mean, it just turns and twists, and social media can come for you at any second. Like many of the episodes were about that, the brutality of being attacked on the internet by millions of people
in a second.
Okay. And how big it is, and how it encompasses, and how fast it is, and how it doesn't even have to be true. Like, it doesn't even have to be true. It could be,
and he even showed in this episode, it was uploaded onto YouTube, and in a matter of 9 minutes, that video had like 50,000 views in 9 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
So you didn't, did you find anything like an Easter egg at all?
I did not.
Okay, I think I found one, and it was one of those where it was like, did I really see that? Let me go back and look again. And when they were in a pub watching the TV, up on the wall, there was a chalkboard in the background with a betting pool. There was a
what?
A chalkboard.
Yeah, like a chalkboard and a betting pool.
Yeah. And it had like a betting pool on it with the various possible outcomes, including him crying, vomiting, not doing it.
Right. And that's kind of normal for a pub, especially in the UK or in Ireland.
Right. But it was like, it had all of like 4-1 odds on this, 5-1 odds on this.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that I didn't even know that. You see, you got such an eye. That's why you watch it 11 times. Look at you with your eye. I didn't even catch that.
You know, I'll like watch it like a couple of times just for content. And then I go through and I'll like watch it different times. Like, okay, I'm going to watch it for cinematography. I'm going to watch it for imagery. And that's all I'll focus on through the whole thing.
You are such a Brooker. You're such a Brooker fan. You even put me to shame. I thought I was like the most obsessed Brooker fan, but you definitely, hands down, like, you do it right. Like, I give him props for all of it, but I don't think I've watched any episode 11 times yet. But I think I'll get there. There are certain episodes, like, I must admit that the whole thing with striking vipers kind of started a thing with me. So I went back and started watching San Juniper again, because that's my fantasy right there. I want striking vipers in San Juniper, because, Wild Thing here, like, I'm doing it. I've got my list. I'm going out there.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. And I want the ability to change into anything I want when I get there. Not just, although it is enticing to be the 25-year-old version of myself wherever I want to be, like the hottest version of myself, the freest, but with my mature brain and attitude and my list. Hey.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice way to go out. Yeah, but then add in there that striking the striking vipers VR, where you are totally sentient, but you can be any character you want. I could be male or female. I could be whomever. I want to be ClaireSBear the man when I go in there the first time. I really do.
See, that's me. I want to be Kim the man. I want to see what that's like.
It's true, Josh. I do, because and I'm not an AVR hussy yet, Kelly. I gotta get there to be that. Come on, like
Kelly,
you can't call me
gotta
that
have
till
the
I get
technology
there.
first.
Yes, I need the technology first. And then me, I'm gonna own it. If I'm doing it, I'm gonna own it, and that may be true.
Oh, I will
that
too.
May be true. But
Claire and I will have like a whole stream on it.
Hell no. What? No, you know me. I'm camera shy. That's the only part of me that's shy.
Well, no, we're not going to show it. We're just going to talk about it. We'll talk about our adventures. Yeah, we'll just talk about our adventures.
that I'm going to be too busy. I don't know about you. Like the adventure's never going to stop. When you going to possibly have a conversation with me when I'm working on my list? And man, do I got a list. And I can't imagine if it's going to be that much fun. I'm ever going to stop. Let's just face it, YouTube. You will never see me again. That technology comes out. It gonna be bear out. Bear the fuck out. Like I'm gone in virtual reality. You will never see me again. This is gone. Gone, girl. Gone.
Out. Yeah, I'll be scared girl out.
Okay, now that we've embarrassed myself by telling YouTube all my disgustingly sick fantasies.
Okay, I've got
again. Go on.
Okay, Claire, I have a bomb to drop on you that's related to snipers.
Oh no.
That I found out either Friday or yesterday. So remember Mackie? He's the one that played Danny.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, I found out that he is about to open up a new studio.
A what?
In New Orleans.
He's opening a studio in New Orleans?
A film studio in New Orleans. Yeah.
Does it have VR?
No, it doesn't. But does that mean I'm like 1 degree closer to Brooker?
Oh, wait. I'm going to put this up from... Go ahead. Finish. Yeah?
Yeah. Does that mean that I'm one degree closer to Brooker?
I think you are.
If he's going to be that close to me?
I don't know. I think I'm jealous, but it's not Brooker, so you can live. But if it was Brooker, we'd be rumbling right now. I'll be taking over your life and pretending I'm you. It'll be one of those things like it'll be like that bad roommate movie, where she like takes over the woman's life so that she can.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, hey, Rodin, thanks for bringing this. Let me just bring this to Kim here. Rodin tells us at the beginning of episode at around 16:43. Thank you for the timestamp because Kim's going back and watching it for the 12th time now.
I already had that because I heard the director's name and I was like, wait, Von Trier is an actual director.
Yeah, it's Lars von Trier, and 2 years later, Sophie Kennedy Clark, one of the nurses, starred as B in Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and Nymphomaniac Volume 2, both directed. Hey, nice tidbit. Thank you. That could be actually an Easter egg, so thank you for bringing it. That's a nice little tidbit. Thank you.
Actually, be blonde nurse that was in bed with her partner and went to the hospital and tried to turn off the TV.
Yeah. Okay. You're roboting just a little bit. And Jen, you've got the quote of the night because you know me. Look at this. You have learned about me so much so fast. A bear bearing her bear bits. Yes. Constantly.
I love the alliteration.
Yeah. Actually, metaphorically, physically, literally, you nailed it, dude. That's me.
You did.
You got it. That's it. That's me. I'm all out there all the time, constantly. I actually like that. I'm going to clip that. Hey, Kelly, clip that. Clip that, Kelly. For sure. I hear that she's a little robotic. We're going to come up because it's probably because she's got earpods on, and as the battery dies out, the robot comes in. So we're probably going to close up. It's been an hour and 45. Thank you, Kim, for an excellent episode. Thank you, everybody in the chat for making it, for ignoring the hell out of us and then entertaining us at the end. But that's fine because we love you anyway. And we're so glad that all of you are here. Thank you for everybody from over at the Shills chat who graced us with your presence. You've made me so happy by even checking us out. And I hope you enjoyed yourselves and you'll be back. You find something on the channel that you like. You're all a lot of fun over there at the Shills. And I'm just so glad that you even came. I'm honored that you even came to check us out. It's really cool of you. And thank you. We get Kim over there. She goes over there to the Shills too and has some fun with those two sometimes. And you're all welcome to come for Mayhem because if you like how Mrs. Cassandra plays, you'll even love her better on Mayhem. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. So that's enough PR for me, except for that tomorrow I will be doing something serious, fully clothed, well, not fully clothed. I'm never. That's a lie, right? I can't lie to him, right, Kim? I can't lie. All right, partially. Let's just say partially. We'll be doing our legal updates and true crime at 7:00 tomorrow on the channel. The rest of everything else will be on the back of the community tab. Kim has already committed live on YouTube that she will be joining us on Mayhem this week. And hopefully that's going to be lit. And we'll be doing other things that'll be on the community tab. Thank you, Kim, for an excellent. You rocked it, girl. You rocked. I knew you would have so much to say about this one. And I am so happy to be doing this with you. I want you and Jack to get your butts in the Black Mirror room and decide what episode we're all going to do together. I don't know what we're doing in 2 weeks. Yeah, but Kim and I and Jack and all, we got to talk whether we're doing it together or Kim and I are just doing something. 2 weeks, we'll be back. Next Sunday is going to be another live panel stream for Enough. And then the week after that, that's when we'll do Black Mirror again. So right now we're on a rotation for it. This is my vanity this project. This is my passion. I freaking love you, Charlie Brooker. Come have a meal with me. Come talk to me, please, someday. I don't know. It's like a dream.
Charlie.
Yeah, see, and just whatever. But anybody, whoever wants to talk to me about Charlie, you just pop in the DMs. I will talk to anybody about Charlie all day, all night, like whatever.
All day.
All day. All this stuff. I just absolutely love him. But on that, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to put on that awesome new outro. Kim, I'll be talking to you during the week and we'll figure things out.
Yes.
Thank you again for an absolute thank you to all. Thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to everybody in chat having a good time. Thank you to everybody on the replay crew, all of you lurkers out there watching now. Yeah, and everybody on YouTube that's watching that isn't pushing the button, don't be lazy. Push the button. Listen, it's not that hard, people. And I will be honest, the bear likes to be stroked. Subscribe.
The bear likes to be tickled.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And on that, I'm out. See you all tomorrow. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.